Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to Akali, the Rogue Assassin. So how our reaction is going to work is we're going to look at the biography and story first for the champion. We'll move on to any cinematics they might have, take a look at their gameplay and things like that. And then we're going to move on to the skins, the Fandom Wiki, and then we finally take a look at the voice lines and special interactions at the end of the video. So regarding Akali and what I know about this champion, I mean, I know, she hangs out with Shen and Zed and she's part of that whole group. I forget what the name of that group is right now. I assume she's Ionian or from Ionia. And, she's also part of KDA. I've seen all the KDA videos. As far as anything else goes, I think that's about it. She does appear in the Awaken video cinematic. And yeah, I think that's all we have info-wise about Akali. All right, let's start off with the first page here. It says, if you look dangerous, you better be dangerous. Ooh, I actually really like that quote. Role as assassin, region Ionia. And then related champions, we have Kennen, we have Shen, we have Zed, and then we have Jhin. The Jhin one down here is a little interesting. I'm not sure. I mean, obviously, I know Jhin was in Ionia at one point for a while, but he's not there currently, I believe. So, yeah, that's very interesting that there's a relationship there. All right, and then the paragraph says, abandoning the Kinko order and her title of the Fist of Shadow, Akali now strikes alone, ready to be the deadly weapon her people need. Though she holds on to all she learned from her master Shen, she has pledged to defend Ionia from its enemies one kill at a time. Akali may strike in silence, but her message will be heard loud and clear. Fear the assassin with no master. Ooh, that actually does make them seem a little bit more terrifying when they have no master. So I didn't know that she now has left their order and she's alone. And we also learned that Shen was her master. And then I assume Zed is Shen's master. I feel like Zed is the leader of them all. But yeah, let's go ahead and find everything out. All right, let's take a look at the biography we got. Ionia has always been a land of wild magic, its vibrant people and powerful spirits seeking to live in harmony. But sometimes this peaceful equilibrium does not come easily. Sometimes it needs to be kept in check. The Kinko are the self-appointed keepers of Ionia's sacred balance. The Order's loyal acolytes walk the spirit in material realms, mediating conflicts between them and, when necessary, intervening by force. Born among their ranks was Akali, daughter of Mame Jomin Tethi, the renowned Fist of Shadow. Mame and her partner Tano raised their daughter within the Kinko order under the watchful leadership of Great Master Kusho, the Eye of Twilight. Okay, so the overall job of the Kinko order is to basically, mediate conflicts between the material world as well as the spirit world. Whenever her parents were called away, other members of the order stepped in as Akali's surrogate family. Kennen, the heart of the Tempest, spent many hours with the young girl, teaching her shuriken techniques and emphasizing speed and agility over strength. Okay, so Kennen, the Yordle, actually was a part of her life. She wasn't just, Kennen wasn't just there alongside Akali, fighting, but Kennen actually took a place in raising and teaching Akali. That's cool. Akali was a precocious child and soaked up the knowledge like a sponge. It became clear to all that she would follow her parents' path. Along with the great master's son and appointed successor, Shen, she would lead a new generation dedicated to preserving Ionia's balance. Okay, so now I'm wondering why she leaves the order, of course. But balance can be fleeting. The order found itself divided. A wayward acolyte named Zed returned and clashed violently with Kusho, wrestling power in a bloody coup. Akali fled into the eastern mountains along with Mame, Shen, Kennen, and a handful of other acolytes. Sadly, Tano was not among them. Oh, okay, so Zed actually not the leader, but he kind of came back or returned, we don't know why, and started this feud with everybody, and then everybody had to flee. Zed's transformation of the Kinko into the merciless Order of Shadow. Oh, okay, so it changed from the Kinko Order into the Order of Shadow. Was almost complete, but as the new Eye of Twilight, Shen intended to rebuild what had been lost. They would return to the Kinko's three fundamental philosophies: the pure impartiality of watching the stars, the passage of judgment in coursing the sun, and the elimination of imbalance by pruning the tree. Even though they were now few, they would train neophytes to restore and grow their numbers once more. So now Shen, Akali, Kennen, they're building up their own order, while Zed took over the Kinko order, turned it into the Order of Shadow, and has his own thing. She was a prodigious fighter and mastered the Kama and Kunai, a handheld sickle and throwing dagger. Though she did not possess the magical abilities of many of her fellow acolytes, she proved to all she was worthy of the title, in time allowing her mother to step down and help mentor the younger neophytes. Okay, so is this basically saying Akali has no magical abilities? Other people do, but she was just so skilled in using the Kama and the Kunai that like she rivaled them essentially. But Akali's soul was restless and her eyes were open. Though the Kinko and the Order of Shadow had come to an uneasy accord in the wake of the Noxian invasion of Ionia, okay, so they came together, she saw that her homeland continued to suffer. She questioned whether they were truly fulfilling their purpose. Pruning the tree was meant to eliminate those who threatened the sacred balance, yet Shen would always urge restraint. He was holding her back. All the mantras and meditations could quiet her spirit, but such platitudes would not defeat their adversaries. Her youthful precociousness turned to outright disobedience. She argued with Shen, she defied him, and she took down Ionia's enemies her way. In front of the whole order, she declared the impotence of the Kinko, all its talk of spiritual balance and patience accomplishing little. Ionians were dying in the material realm, and that was the realm Akali would defend. She was trained as an assassin. She was going to be an assassin. She did not need the order anymore. Shen let her go without a fight, knowing this was a path that Akali must walk alone. Perhaps that path would bring her back one day, but that would be for her to decide. Okay, this is giving me... I feel like I've seen this kind of story before, just in pop culture. The first thing that's popping in my mind is... It's not exactly the same, but Star Wars. If you guys know the Ahsoka character from Star Wars, she ends up leaving like the Jedi Order to do her own thing. I don't know. That's like the first thing that came to mind when comparing it to this. So essentially, yeah, Akali's like not liking the way Shen is doing things. She still has the same vision that Shen has, like defending the material realm and the spirit realm, but she doesn't like the way he's going about it. So she's left and is now doing her own thing. And she's being an assassin. Like she is doing things her way. I assume outright killing bad people instead of like Shen's way of like showing restraint and things like that. But Shen is like pretty wise here, I think, in letting her do her own thing because it'll be the best way for her to learn. Maybe she'll go to the dark side. Again, I'm going Star Wars here. Maybe she'll go to the dark side. Maybe she'll still stay in the light side. But I think this is a really good origin story for her. I quite like it. Okay, now we have the story and it's called Leaving Weh'le. Ah, hey boy. I cry out, cut me a little deep, don't you think? I crane my head up and around from the wicker mat. I'm lying prone on to stare right into the eyes of the Vestaya kneeling over me. I can feel the blood sliding down my back. How about you be a little bit more careful, I add. It's Weh'le. Weh'le pulls his Quelo and Muli away from my shoulder, the tools of a tattoo artist, like a hammer and chisel made from serpent bone. Some use other animals or metal, but the serpent bones are just hollow enough to give the ink the fine line that a master like Weh'le demands in his work. A little more of my blood drips off the Muli and onto my back. He smiles, dabs it with a swatch of old linen, and shakes his head. Then he holds up his hands and shrugs, as if to ask, you want me to stop? The words don't come. So, okay, Akali is just getting a tattoo here. That's what's going on. Noxian soldiers took most of his tongue long before I began coming here, but I know him well enough to know what a look can say. His work is more than a fair trade for a little discomfort. Oh, wow. So we're seeing like an actual effect of the Noxian invasion here, and just a regular local tattoo artist had his tongue taken out. That's crazy. And the blood, I can take a little blood, a lot if it's not my own. Just clean it up a little, okay? I don't think we have much time, I tell him. Weh'le begins tapping the Muli with the Quelo and adding the ink. He has the best inks, rich colors made from crushed Rakan wild berries and the enchanted flower petals found only on the southern faces of the Vlanko cliffs. He is a master, and I am honored to be his canvas. I started coming to Weh'le not long after I stopped listening to Shen. All those years in the Kinko Order, treading carefully. No, Shen was wrong about that. About me. Restraint has never been my thing. I turn back around on the mat and rest my chin on top of my hands, keeping my eyes trained on the door that leads into Weh'le's tavern. His place is clean, but the air hangs heavy with guilt. The tavern is home to a collection of thieves, rogues, and bad decisions. People come to Weh'le's to arrange a way out of Weh'le. Out of Ionia, because getting into Weh'le is hard, but getting out is even harder. Weh'le is a phantom port, a hidden coastal village protected by the mystical properties of Ionia. Unlike Fae lore, she doesn't welcome outsiders, and you won't find her on the maps. Should Weh'le appear at all, it is always on her own terms, daring people into doing very dumb things. Now, I feel like, okay, I've definitely heard of this Weh'le place before. You guys, forgive me if I'm wrong, but try to remind me. I may have read about it when we reacted to Ionia, or to Irelia. We may have ran into it when we reacted to Yasuo or Ari as well. Most approach from the sea dreaming of riches, discovery, or maybe just a new start, only to have their hopes dashed in an instant. First, the shoreline that once called to them vanishes behind a dense wall of cobalt fog, crackling with arcane power. The sea rises and falls violently before unleashing torrents of crushing waves. As the survivors cling to their splintered vessel, the fog pulls back for the briefest of moments, allowing them one look at the flickering lanterns of Weh'le, cruelly saying goodbye just before the water pulls them down to the bottom of the breathless bay. Okay, so it truly is hard to get into Weh'le. I can't do anything about those people. Not my people, not my problem. Weh'le stops tapping. I'm here for someone else entirely. I feel my satchel against my thigh. It puts me at ease, although I would rather have it on me. From there, I could fire 3 kunai into 3 hearts on instinct. 3 kills without a thought. Where it is now, I'd have to think a little. Wow. I mean, we're just getting an idea of her assassin skills just from those 2 sentences there, which is cool. I look up just in time to see the man come through the front door. He is flanked by 3 guards in their battle dress. Well, that makes it easy. I wonder which one I'm supposed to kill, I mock. Weh'le laughs. He can still do that even without a tongue? Okay, now I'm like trying to think of laughing without a tongue. That sounds weird. It sounds a little weird, but it's real. He shakes his head again and does that thing he always does. With a series of hand movements and head nods, he tells me to try and do my business outside this time after they leave his establishment. And we already know that's probably not going to happen. You know I can't promise that, I say as I check my satchel and turn towards the din of the tavern. I pause at the doorway and turn back to him. I'll do what I can, I say, before lifting the mask over my face. I don't mind them seeing me, but if they saw me laughing at them, I think it would be just too much. The guy with the guards is my people, a high councilman from Pubo, a place not far from the Kinko Order. But like many, he sold out his people to the invaders for gold and safe passage to Weh'le and beyond, so now he is my problem. Okay, so the person that she's going after, the reason why is mostly because he sold out his people to invaders literally for gold and passage to Weh'le. And she's like, yeah, that's not cool. But this is as far as he will get. Sure, I could have taken him out in his sleep at the inn or when they made camp along the road to Weh'le, but where's the fun in that? Okay, so she doesn't like to just do things quick and easy. She's actually all about having fun when it comes to getting the kill here. I want him to taste the salt air. I want him to feel a sense of relief before the end comes, but I also want the others to see him pay for his crimes and know that this will not stand. Okay, that's the reason why she wants to do it this way. Actions have consequences. I approach without a sound. His hands are shaking as he raises a mug of ale to his lips. His guards stand in defense when they notice me. I'm impressed. Nice to see manners around here for a change, I say with a smile they cannot see. What's your business, girl? One of them asks through a plate of pitted and tarnished steel. Him, I say, pointing with my kama. It glistens with hues of the magic it was forged in. He's my business right now. Okay, so she doesn't have magic, but the kama itself does have hues of magic around it. The guards draw their weapons, but even before they can step towards me, they disappear in a thick ring of blinding smoke. The kunai begin to fly, hitting their targets with a satisfying flesh and bone thunk. Okay, so I'm assuming those 3 kunai she was saying, she just threw all 3. Yep, 1, 2, 3. Footsteps. I send 2 more kunai in that direction, a clang of metal followed by the thuck of them ricocheting into the walls. More footsteps. Oh, you're gonna bleed, I call out, flinging a single shuriken from my hip and flipping across the room, following in its wake. I break through the smoke to see the last guard splayed out on the ground next to the door. The 3 prongs are lodged deep in his windpipe. I can see his chest rising and falling ever so slightly. I grab him by the collar, raise him up just to be sure. Almost, I whisper. At that moment, I hear a gurgling behind me. I turn to see the councilman through the receding smoke, bleeding out on the floor. His eyes are open, darting back and forth across the tavern, wondering what just happened. He looks so peaceful now. Yo, okay, Akali's a badass. Yeah, the way they describe her assassin skills is really fun, and you can tell she likes to have fun with her kills here, and it's also just very easy. Like, she's learned so much from the Kinko Order. Her assassin skills are just, she doesn't need magic, she doesn't need anything. She did it like it was nothing. And I don't know how, you know, these 3 guards and the councilman, probably whatever. They were probably like super easy targets. But still, it was really fun to read how she, you know, encounters a scenario like this and takes it on. You know, another assassin that we've reacted to is Katarina, and I kind of want to know like how those 2 would go facing off against each other. You know, Katarina's got a different style, 100%, but Akali obviously seems very skilled. All right, guys, it looks like we do have a few Akali cinematics, which is nice, but I did find out I don't think she's in Legends of Runeterra just yet, so we're not going to have voice lines for that, and we're not going to have like a little trailer for her, but we do have a few things that we can watch here, so that's exciting. First thing we're going to do is the champion trailer for her, which came out about 5 years ago. Okay, in the Kinko order. Is this like a silent film? What is this? There's her Kama, there's her Kunai. Shen teaches balance in all things. Well, now I gotta learn about Shen. Oh, that makes sense. That's Shen's ability in TFT, and that makes sense that he's more passive than Akali. Restless, Akali leaves the Kinko. Okay. She just walks past him. Oh. And finds balance her way. We like that for her. Oh, I like the tattoos in game. They look really good. Good job, Boli. Ooh, if we're getting a glimpse of her theme here, it sounds pretty good. Oh, these abilities look fun. Okay, Akali's freaking awesome. Just from this little trailer, it looks really good. And the theme is kind of hype. I like how she spins the kunai. Funny enough, I actually have my necklace that I wear is of a little kunai, so this is kind of perfect. Oh, she munching though. Dang. Okay, so she likes to munch, I see. All right, that was fun. Let's go ahead and move straight into her gameplay spotlight. All right, we got about 4.5 minutes here.
This is Akali, the rogue assassin. Once the most promising acolyte of her order, Akali is now a restless fighter of unsurpassed skill who believes that sometimes balance needs a good shove.
She's probably, I don't know, I bet she's not an easy character
prefers a
to
hit
use.
and run approach, repeatedly striking her targets as she moves in and out of cover.
Yeah, she probably takes a lot of skill to use.
Welcome to the Akali Champion
A
Spotlight.
rogue assassin. Cool. All right, let's see these abilities. What's a passive here?
Akali's passive is Assassin's Mark.
Okay.
Damaging a champion with an ability creates a ring around them. Crossing the ring's edge empowers her Kama, which increases the range and damage of Akali's next attack. The attack also
so you want to like go
restores a
in and
small amount
out.
of energy.
Okay, you want to like go back and
When
forth.
the ring first forms, Akali gains a burst of movement speed toward its edge. Once she crosses the edge of the ring, Akali gains another burst of speed when moving toward enemy champions.
It gives her that.
Akali's
It gives her that like real assassin kind of type of combat where you're like going in and out and like kind of out of the shadows and stuff.
Q is 5-point strike.
5-point strike.
Akali slings her kunai in a narrow arc, damaging
5
enemies.
kunais, 3 kunais.
Those struck at maximum range are also slow.
5.
Bad time to come back to the front lines.
Okay,
Swing.
seems like a good ability.
When cast at nearly full energy, Akali heals if she hits an enemy. Her energy bar will change color when the heal is available. Akali's W is Twilight Shroud. Akali drops a smoke bomb which slowly spreads over a ring-shaped area. While in the smoke, Akali has increased movement speed and is obscured.
Okay, I have to ask about that ability though. I know they're going to get into it, but I feel like it'd be pretty easy to just randomly find out where Akali is.
It is different than just invisibility. Though her position can be revealed, Akali cannot be directly targeted by her enemies.
Oh, she can't be targeted. Yeah, but an AoE type ability would still hit her, I imagine.
This includes attacks from turrets.
Oh, that's probably pretty good. She was laughing.
Gaining or losing Obscured slightly extends the duration of Twilight Shroud each time. Strike from stealth before dipping back into smoke to keep it cloudy a little longer.
Oh, cool.
Also,
okay.
casting W instantly restores energy. Consider activating Twilight Shroud not just for the stealth, but to use more of your other abilities.
Just to get more energy. Oh, cool. It's good, like, reset button.
Shuriken Flip. Akali backflips and throws
that
a
looks
Shuriken
cool.
forward, damaging and marking the first enemy hit.
That looks
Akali
cool.
can reactivate Shuriken Flip to dash to the marked target, following them wherever they go.
What? Hold on.
The Shuriken can also mark Twilight Shroud, tagging the last area of the smokescreen hit, and allowing her to dash back to safety.
Oh, that's very nice.
Akali's ultimate is Perfect Execution. Akali
let's
dashes,
see it.
damaging all enemies she comes across, and can cast her ult a second time with a cooldown in between. The first dash deals physical damage and
Okay, I have to say, her abilities are super cool looking. I mean, she's an assassin, and these abilities feel very much like an assassin.
these stuns. The second dash deals magic damage and is increased based on the missing health of each enemy.
Oh, okay. The
Akali's
second dash
most
is a lot
powerful
better.
tool is her Twilight Shroud. Use the smoke screen to reposition and avoid retaliation at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Here,
Look at that.
Akali dances around her enemies and strikes Rakan from undercover.
Look
then
at
says,
that.
"Sure I can," and dashes back into range to finish him.
You're dead.
Wow,
I'm
that was
alive.
really good.
See? Balance.
You can tower dive without fear thanks to the obscuring effect of Twilight Shroud. When you start
Right.
taking shots, just slip back into the smoke to drop aggro and keep up the attack.
Wow, dude, the shroud is better than I thought.
It's tempting to use your W immediately when fighting foes, but
Right.
think carefully about when and where to set off your smoke bomb. Your shroud can set up sneaky plays, but if you hightail it from your cloud cover, you've got nothing to prevent elimination.
Right. You want to use it appropriately for
The Rogue
sure.
Assassin has several ways to keep up with opponents. As long as you land the first part of Shuriken Flip, you can reactivate it to follow them anywhere. Then give them
That's
a high five,
insane.
point
Look at
strike
how
to slow things
fast
down
she
when they
got
try to
there.
flip.
What?
Akali is all about moving in and out of range, which means sometimes taking a step back is the best way forward. For maximum burst, remember to constantly cross the Assassin's Mark ring and keep your comma swinging.
Dude, she looks so fun.
You think you're
She
gonna
looks
walk
so
away?
fun to play.
Your
Holy
ultimate
crap.
adds still more movement to your repertoire. Because the dashes don't require a target, you can line up multiple stuns by passing through a cluster of enemies.
I don't
Once
even
you're in
know
the
what's
thick of the
happening.
fight, you can bide your time under the cover of Twilight Shroud before using the second dash and a flurry of cold steel to finish the
Oh.
execution.
Dude,
Nothing personnel, kid.
she looks
Thanks for
insanely fun
tuning
to
in the
play.
Akali Champion Spotlight.
Definitely
Dart
somebody
down to the
that
links below for more
you would
info
have
on
to
the Rogue
practice with.
Assassin.
Wow. I liked all of her abilities. They just seemed really fun. And then Kennen showing up and dancing with her. Wait, that was such a great pause. We got Kennen break dancing right here. This was a fun spotlight. I really like her abilities. This video is 5 years old, but I don't imagine they've done anything with her in that meantime. Obviously, these have probably been tweaked a little bit. These seem really fun. All of these abilities seem really good. You have to be probably a pretty skilled player to use her. You know, obviously you can learn all these champions over time. And I think Akali would be one of those that you'd have to spend a little bit more extra time with. All right, the last cinematic we're going to watch here is actually a cinematic I've already seen. I think it was back when we were just reacting to all League of Legends cinematics. This one's called Tales of Runeterra, Ionia, The Lesson. It's featuring Shen and Akali, I believe. You know, we do have the Awaken cinematic, but I have seen that already and reacted to it as well on the channel. And that one doesn't really feature Akali as like a main focus. She's in it for like 10, 15 seconds, right? So let's just go ahead and watch this. This is actually a focused cinematic on her and Shen. And, you know, I don't remember it. So let's go ahead and watch. What is this Tales of Runeterra? Is this just came out when, like, the game came out?
Destroys the balance of this land.
Is this another one of your riddles, old man?
A test,
Why does she sound like Vi from Arcane?
perhaps.
Or Caitlyn, maybe. I don't know. She calling Shen an old man?
You don't cut guardian trees. I'll teach him a lesson.
With your steel.
That's the way Akali does things, right? Oh, and it's just a kid. See, okay, I know when I first watched the cinematic, I had no idea what was going on, but now I actually get it. I actually get what's going on here. This is great.
Just a kid.
Stay away!
Adorable.
Yeah, I recognize this voice actress. Ooh, what's happening with like the goo coming out of the guardian tree? Oh. Is this a guardian? Dang, her eyes got real big there.
Wait, what's happening?
See as I see.
Oh, how does he see? Ooh, oh, right, because she doesn't have magical abilities. So wait, is this the spirit realm? So she's seeing in the spirit version.
The boy has awoken the shrine's protector.
Oh, okay.
It is fueled by the anger of the forest. Ali, no!
Oh, And she's doing it her way. She did nothing with that swipe.
The balance must be returned.
Okay, Shen is a
Can't we just
badass
bend the
too.
rules? He's a kid.
Yeah, Shen, that's a little messed up.
Come on! Sorry, kid. This thing wants your head. Betrayed.
Trade.
Buried.
Oh, planting a tree.
What? The seed. Plant it. Now! Tier 10 Geishti. Work, damn it!
Oh. Oh, she did like a water card. That's cool. She did things her way and it still worked. And she learned a lesson from this, which is cool. Which is also why the cinematic's called The Lesson.
If you hurt this land, it's gonna hurt you back.
This was a really good cinematic, actually. Not a whole lot of action or anything in it, but you don't have to have a bunch of action. Like I like the lore we got here. Yeah, I'm able to appreciate this cinematic a lot more than when I initially watched it, which is cool. That was great. So that teaches us a lot of things. So Shen, in his idea or his ideals of the world, is it's all about balance no matter what, even if it means a kid dying. So that's a pretty interesting take, I guess, Shen. Akali sees things a little bit more, you know, why be set in these old ways? You know what I mean? She was like, okay, if this thing just wants a trade or wants, you know, balance, I'll create balance in my own way. So I thought that was really creative of what she did. And you know, that's something that an assassin, I think, needs to do, is they got to be quick on their, you know, quick on their feet, quick on their, you know, in their head and everything with strategy. So I think this was a really cool way of showing Akali's mindset and Shen's mindset, which this does make me, like, reacting to Akali right now does kind of make me want to react to Shen and Zed. Like let's do all three back to back, because I kind of want to know this whole full story. We'll see though. I don't know if Shen is super old. I don't know if Zed's super old. I don't know if they have the voice lines and things like that. So, but Akali, this was really fun cinematic. All right, next up we have the login screen for Akali. I think we got a little glimpse of it in her gameplay spotlight, and it sounded pretty badass. So let's go ahead and take a listen. Yeah, it is. From what I could tell from the gameplay spotlight, it sounded like it had some really good beats to it. I feel like she's standing weird in this, I will say. I feel like her back would hurt. I already know it's like starting off slow, but it's gonna ramp up for sure. Is she holding? What is she holding? Oh, she's just holding a guy by his like shirt or something. Ooh. The strings coming in sound so good. Oh, I can hear the bass. Oh yeah, the strings are adding a lot here, and the bass as well. I feel like it fits her champion and her lore very well as well. Okay. Ooh, there's some weird sounds in there. Oh, it's changing up now. It's totally changing. Okay, there's the melody back again, though. It actually went in a different direction than I thought. I thought it was going to go more bass heavy, but it's going more string heavy. Oh, we're getting some flutes now, or piccolo? I'm not sure. Yeah, I thought it was going to go more like, I don't know, like electronic dubstep-y a little bit, because the bass sounded real heavy there, but it definitely changed its tune. Yeah, with the drop there, the drop's real good. This is one of the better ones, I think, for sure. It is a little bit more modern. It is only like 5 years old. Ooh, the strings are actually taking the cake for me on this one. They're like taking prominence even over all of the other noise. That it really stands out, you know. That's actually not what I expected. Again, I thought it was going to be more like electronic dubstep-y type of song the way it starts off. But I think it's actually worthy of adding to my Spotify like gaming playlist. I thought that was really good. It's not like a hype gaming song or anything like that, but I think it is like well enough and good enough that it goes into the playlist. I want to hear from you guys though. What do you guys think of Akali's theme? I think it's one of the better ones. It's not my favorite or anything like that. I have a bunch of other ones that I think I like a little bit more, but I think this one's pretty good. Oh, wow. Do we have a bunch of Akali skins to look at again? And of course, this kind of makes sense because I see from just the portraits there that she does have like some KDA ones, which I am a huge KDA fan. So we'll probably end up picking one of these. But anyways, guys, we're going to look through all these skins. I'm going to do my usual. I'll try to pick my top 3 favorite skins out of all of these. I want to hear from you guys what your favorite skins are in the comments. So just let me know. All right, let's just start off with her original skin. I think it's fantastic. I think they did a good job. It's a good original design. I think she's pretty badass having kunais and a kama. Let's go ahead and move on to the next skin though. So we have Stinger. Oh, she almost looks like Scorpion, I want to say, from Mortal Kombat because of just like the yellow and the black aesthetic with the mask. I'm getting like a Scorpion vibes with this one. Obviously, he doesn't really use the smoke and stuff, but you can see her like, oh, what's really cool with this artwork is you can see her ring of smoke and you can see her like surrounding the enemy here. That's really cool. I really like this skin. I'm going to try to do my top 3 at the very end though. Oh, okay. Infernal. Now, if you've watched any of my videos in the past, I love these freaking like galaxy type skins. This is like a mixture of, you know, you got the infernal aspect, but then she's like, you can see the stars and everything behind her. I kind of want to see the 3D version of this. Okay, sorry everybody for the flashbang, but okay, we have the infernal version of Akali. I mean, she looks pretty badass. The horns are really, really cool. And then just like the whole infernal aspect. And then her weapons look really cool. But sorry for the flashbang again. Next up, we have All-Star. Okay, so we have a football version of her. That's really cool. I'm sure this was probably a fan favorite because I'm sure League of Legends has a lot of football fans that also play their game. I would have just imagined so. I mean, football is popular everywhere you go, right? So I think this is a really good addition. I feel like, I don't know if I've seen that many football skins amongst League of Legends champs, at least so far. I'm sure there are other champs that have a football skin, but yeah, I don't think we found another. Oh my lord. Of course we have Nurse Akali, and of course I'm a sucker for it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, the Nurse outfit is sick. I'm a huge Silent Hill fan as well. So that just like, I don't know, my thought goes to the Silent Hill nurses. Yeah, the nurse skin is very good. The knife looks freaking scary. It's a knife instead of a, oh no, the knife is there instead of a kunai. I was going to say the kama is now a knife, but nope, that's the kunai. That's really scary. I think this skin is fantastic. Oh man, dude, we're going to have so many good skins for Akali that I'm not going to know what to do with myself here at the end of them. Okay, Blood Moon looks fantastic as well. I really, really like the kimono she's wearing. I don't know if this is exactly a kimono. I want to say it is, but if I'm wrong, you guys just let me know. And then the mask is super cool. And then her weapons. Dude, these skins for Akali, they really did a good job with these. Blood Moon is definitely one of my faves so far. Silver Fang. Okay, this makes her look kind of like more like a thief a little bit. I don't know. I'm getting like thief. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm coming out with this. Former second in command of an honorable clan of assassins, Akali has broken from the ranks to find her own path. She plies trade in the darkest corners of the world's largest metropolis, waiting the day when she can establish a clan of her own. Yeah, I mean, she looks really badass here. I have no complaints about it. I'm not sure it's one of my faves, though. We have Headhunter. I'm getting maybe like Predator vibes with this one just because of the red. This red reminds me of Predator a little bit. Let's see the in-game here. Oh, yeah, and then, like, the hair and then the face mask and everything like that. It's kind of like Predator to me. It's really good. I feel like I'm going to like literally every Akali skin. This is going to be really hard. You guys are definitely going to have to tell me what your favorite Akali skin is in the comments because I'm sure it's really hard for you guys. Now we have Sashimi. Okay, so this is the cooking one. Who did we... Yeah, we had the Pantheon cooking skin, of course. That's all we've had amongst this group, but this is a really good wholesome skin for Akali, I think. Okay, our first KDA skin. Now, this is from their first video. I don't know if it's my favorite because I don't remember what the other KDA skins look like, but this one is awesome. I'm not sure about the whole, what's going on here with the one sock, or I don't know what's going on here. She's showing some leg on the left side, but not on the right side. It's a little weird looking there. But otherwise, like the jacket's awesome, the hat, the hair, the weapons, this is all really good. And then we have the prestige version. I'm not usually the biggest fan of the prestige versions, but I really don't have any complaints here. I know the prestige versions, they usually do like gold and white. The weapon is just so cool. That's what's part of like making Akali such a badass, is her Kama and her kunai. Looks so aesthetically cool. Okay. Oh, project. Okay. It's a little hit or miss for me on the Cyberpunk project skins, but I think this one might be a hit for sure. Oh, her hair is insane, but I'm actually not the biggest fan of the weapon scheme here. The hair I really, really like. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the weapons, and I think that's going to kill it for me. I like how they like really make her hair glow and shine with like this neon to it. They do the same for the weapons, but there's something about it that I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm not even the biggest fan of like how the kunai looks here, to be honest with you. I think it's still a really good skin. I'm not going to complain about it, but I think they've done better with Project. True Damage. Oh, from the music video for True Damage. Yes. Oh, okay. So this has got like a little bit of like a street hip hop vibe to it for sure. You know, based on what I've, when I listened to the song. Let's look at some of the skins here. Oh, damn. The hair is so good again. I feel like I've seen this before. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. That's why, because that's the KDA skin coming up. Dude, the True Damage one is sick as well. I have no complaints. The kunai looks really good. I love how the kunai, you can actually really see a lot of difference with the kunai in between each color change even. Okay, so now we have KDA All Out. Yeah, I think I like this one better. Doesn't Akali start the song off too on the motorcycle with the helmet? Yes, this one is super, super good. I think this might be my favorite KDA skin. I don't know if there's another one coming up, but this one is solid in my book. I really am not like the biggest, blue is generally not like my favorite color or anything. I usually tend to go with like more red or orange, kind of like those kinds of colors, or green even. But blue is not my favorite, but I think it really works here. Crime City Nightmare. Why is she giving Evelyn vibes? They definitely did like a, like they started off with like an Evelyn face here, I feel like, and then they just made it more Akali. I'm not the biggest fan of her outfit, I would say. It's like more mobster kind of, which is fine. It says a loyal enforcer for the Graves family. Yeah, it's kind of like giving off crime mob vibes. The weapons are really cool. I think, again, it's kind of like the Evelyn aesthetic. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the clothing, actually. This is just an update to the Prestige KDA 2022 version. Here we go. And then we got Star Guardian. Man, you know, the Star Guardian skins, I don't normally put them in my top 3, I think, but I always like them. There's no complaint. Let's look at it in game. Oh, man. Dude, these Akali skins are freaking insane. Akali might actually have the best skins out of everybody. I know that's bold for me to say, everybody. I'm so sorry. I'm probably going to get some hate from somebody, but maybe there's a champ I haven't looked at yet that has better skins. But Akali skins, like, these are all good. There hasn't been a bad one yet. And I don't even want to say any skin is bad per se, but they're just like so dang good. All right, we have a DRX one. Okay, so this is from, yeah, honoring Zika's winning performance as Akali during the 2022 World Championship. So that was just last year. Holy crap. I think I actually chose a DRX skin for, I don't even recall, but I think I chose it for somebody else recently because I think this DRX skin is super good. Oh, and I think, okay, so the original DRX here is like the blue aesthetic, which I'm okay with, but I think I like the alternate better. You can actually see a little bit more detail. They did like black, gold, this aqua green with her hair. I think this elite version of it, yeah, the elite version of it is probably one of the sickest skins. Okay, now we're getting to Coven. I know a lot of people love the Coven skins because they actually do separate voice lines, I think, even for the Coven skins. Maybe not all the time. I have no idea. You guys will have to let me know, actually, when they do like skins for Coven and things like that, do they always do voice lines, or is it sometimes they'll do it? Because it seems like Coven, for specifically, they have done voice lines for a lot of the champions they've released Coven for. Okay, so the Coven here, they gave her, let's see it in game here. Oh, okay. So she's blonde hair in the front, and then what's going on here? And then the back in her ponytail, her big poofy ponytail. Ooh, I like the feathers. I didn't even notice the feathers until we got in here. Dang, dude, this one's really good. Shoot, the feathers might be doing it for me, actually. There's something about the feathers here, and then the front, how the front of the hair is done, and then just the outfit and the weapons. There's no complaints here. Guys, I'm going to have the hardest time picking my top 3, but let's see what the last one is. Prestige Coven. Okay, so this, I think this is all very new because I think I saw a recent post or something by Riot about these Coven skins. So these must be very, very new. I could be totally wrong. You guys have to let me know. But the Coven skin is very good, and I don't know how to pick my top 3. I don't know why I did a little singy song there. Okay, guys, please let me know your favorite skin in the comments. You guys might even have just as hard of a time choosing like me. I hope League of Legends or Riot has, you know, like a randomization skin selection for your champs. I would assume so. They actually just added that to Overwatch recently, which is kind of surprising it took them that long. But okay, so my favorite 3 skins, guys. I have to do a KDA one. I would feel really weird not to do a KDA one. And it's going to be the one from the All Out video. It's actually probably one of my, it might be my favorite song from KDA. That might be a hot take. I just love how hard it goes, like right off the bat at the beginning of the song. And then doesn't it also introduce Seraphine, I think, in that one too? So it was all around a good song. Number 2, or well, I guess I'm not going to do, I don't have like a specific order here. I might have to do, I'm trying to pick one of these earlier ones. I think Nurse or Blood Moon. I don't know yet. Okay, so for sure, you know what I'm going to do? Actually, no, we're not even going to pick Nurse or Blood Moon, even though those are super good. I'm putting Coven in. I think the Coven skin is fantastic for her. I know the Coven skins are pretty popular, I'm pretty sure, from as far as I can tell, because I think when I've seen the Coven skins get released, people are pretty like, you know, raving about them and everything. And then this is going to be a hot take, but I'm not picking any of these other skins. All fantastic, I agree. But there's something about the DRX skin that I think is really good. Specifically, I know it's kind of a cop-out. I think this one's good. There might be some skins that are better than the base DRX skin, but this elite version of the DRX skin, in my opinion, looks so damn good. It's the color scheme, and then her weapons look really good. I don't know. It's just all of it, in my opinion, is solid. So those are my top 3. We got the KDA All Out. We got Coven, and we got DRX. I want to hear from you guys in the comments, though. All right, so we're taking a look at the Fandom Wiki page, and of course, there's going to be a couple of repeat stuff in here, so we're not going to take a look at that. But I did find this big paragraph here called Encounter with the Navori Brotherhood that I think is new stuff, so let's go ahead and read it. While training and playing games, Akali and the rest of the neophytes encountered a band of warriors from the Navori Brotherhood, an Ionian nationalist faction formed in the aftermath of the Noxian invasion, currently searching for people to forcefully recruit into their army. Akali and the group of neophytes hid in the trees, not wanting to lead the Brotherhood back to their Kinko temple. Using a variety of tricks and traps, they managed to scare the warriors away by convincing them that the forest was cursed. Okay, so is this coming from a story? Is this coming from a cinematic that I maybe haven't seen? And then the picture here says Akali's friend and fellow neophyte Faye firing arrows and attempting to free her friends. I don't know what this is coming from. In the process, the group accidentally angered a corrupted nature spirit that began rampaging and entrapping the neophytes in veins. Faye quickly tried freeing them while Akali helped against Faye's orders by hastily running circles around the spirit, distracting it. Akali dragged some of the neophytes to safety. Faye was suddenly struck by the spirit and fell to the ground, becoming gravely injured and breaking her leg. At that moment, Mame, Shen, and Kennen arrived just in time to dispel the spirit and save the children. Okay, so this is when she's still with Shen. Back at the temple, Akali was praised by her fellow students for her speed in saving them. When Faye woke up, she realized the severity of her injuries as she was missing a leg and unable to walk. When Akali tried to comfort her, Faye snapped at Akali, blaming her and angered by the fact that she disobeyed her orders. Hearing her distress, Mame entered the room and comforted Faye, vowing to find a way to heal Faye's leg and allow her to walk again so she can fight alongside her as her apprentice once again. Akali, overhearing the conversation, saw the kindness Mame harbored for Faye and tearfully walked off. Okay, yeah, this is clearly coming from like a story or a cinematic that we have not seen. So we're just kind of getting the inner workings of with Akali and them when they move out to the mountains and everything. Okay, so now we're in the modern history section. The first 2 paragraphs here, the councilman and Weh'le, that came from the story that we read, and then the reunion with Shen actually comes from the lesson cinematic that we've just watched. So we're going to move on to the search for Zed, which it looks like this comes from a comic that Akali must appear in. So search for Zed. In Zune, Akali got word that Zed recently assassinated the Kinko master Althan, a cousin of Shen, finding Shen in the Olgathi forest killing corrupted spirits. Akali told him the news about Master Althan, stating that she knows the town that Zed is staying in and suggesting she and Shen go confront him, which he reluctantly agrees to. Once at a tavern in Thonks, the two found out from the innkeeper that Zed had already left and attacked a Blossom Festival before heading north to Shual. Alright Zed, what are you doing? Akali suggested they follow him, but Shen stated that he had to travel south to slay demons that have been terrorizing a village. Akali tried to convince Shen to follow her to Shual, but Shen remained dedicated to his duties as the Eye of Twilight, urging his former student not to chase Zed alone. Akali, disregarding Shen's warning, took a boat and sailed down the quickest route to Shual. Okay, this is clearly probably not going to go well. Traveling to an inn near the Kinko temple of Koishin, Akali found a group of Zed's acolytes disguised as Kinko, including Zed's apprentice Shada Kane. Oh, very cool. Okay, we're getting the Kane relationship here. Kane told Akali that their masters were inside the inn, while Akali threatened them by calling a group of Kinko warriors to defend the temple. Zed then exited the inn, followed by Shen, who ordered Akali to let the Shadow Order walk free since Zed declared the Code of Tuon, an honorable call for temporary peace that allows them to let each other walk free without combat. Okay, that's like something from an anime or something, I feel like. But you can't just do that, Zed. He's just going to pull the code all the time then. Akali, however, wasn't satisfied with just letting Zed go and dashed in to kill him anyway, which Zed easily avoided by shadow shifting away while the rest of his acolytes quickly fled the Kinko temple. Angered by Akali's recklessness, Shen told her never to fight Zed and that I'll fight him alone in the future, officially declaring that the armistice between the Shadow Order and the Kinko has ended. Ooh, very cool. Shen is like, I'm going to fight Zed in the future. That's a fight that I really want to see come to fruition. Shen eventually revealed to Akali what transpired in the inn. Zed came to warn Shen that the serial killer Kata Jin had escaped and then he seeks to bring him back to prison. Oh, right. I remember when we reacted to Jin that there was something in there saying like Zed, Shen, and Akali were all trying to go kill him. Because he was like a common enemy. Though Zed wanted to ally with Shen and capture Jin, Shen refused and insisted on catching Jin on his own without the help of the Shadow Order, declaring that if he sees Zed interfere, then he'll personally kill him and finally settle their scores. Ooh, I like Shen actually making a threat because he seems very passive, but I think he's more like a strategic kind of passive person. Okay, so now we have the capturing of Kata Jin. Now, I may have glanced over this or read a little bit about it when we reacted to Jin, but let's go ahead and read this. Akali follows Shen as he investigated a trail of intricate clues in search of the murderer Kata Jin. Shen's investigation eventually led him to believe that Jin was working with the Kashuri faction, a radical nationalist group with ties to the Navori Brotherhood. This trail led Shen to Nanthi, believing that the village elder was a potential target of Jin's murder spree. Once at the scene of the crime, Shen stopped Akali from looking at the corpses, stating that she simply isn't ready to see the horrors that Jin committed. Yeah, so this is still... No, this is after she's left the Kinko Order, so I'm wondering how old she is here. Eventually, Jin's traps, activated as dozens of bombs hidden in the lanterns across Nanthi, began exploding, killing many and causing massive damage to the city. Akali, noticing the explosions from afar, vows to kill Jin for what he'd done. Noticing a small ship in the distance and deducing that that's where Jin was escaping, Akali demanded to know where it was headed, learning that it was headed to Piltover. Ooh, okay, which is, I believe, where he currently is, right? And that's why in the cinematic, I don't know what year it was, but, you know, him and Camille are fighting. Deciding to follow Jin's trail alone, Akali set sail and eventually landed in Piltover. Oh, okay, so Akali goes there. On her search for Jin, Akali questioned and interrogated many of the locals, which led her to the undercity of Zaun. In Zaun, she learned that Jin had been attacking Piltover merchant clans that did business and exporting weapons to Ionia. By questioning the Piltover enforcers, Akali found herself at a theater in the Zaunite neighborhood of Mistfloor, where Jin was said to have battled with the Pharaoh's clan and their intelligencer agent, which we know is Camille. Okay, so this is Akali finding him, the theater. This is after that battle has already taken place. At the theater, Jin revealed an elaborate trap for Akali. So wait a minute. So that means they didn't catch Jin? And he's still there at the theater? I don't know. Okay. Wishing to make her the fourth victim in his disturbing art piece as 3 Piltovans hung from Ionian trees strapped to machines. What? These machines began firing harpoons at Akali, who narrowly dodged them by tossing a smoke bomb before being hit unconscious by an explosive blast created by Jin's rifle. Okay, is this all coming from like a comic? I want to see this in a cinematic too, because none of this is anywhere as far as I can tell. Jin, having anticipated Zed and Shen's arrival, set a trap by tying Akali up in a tree near a decoy of his. While Jin tried to kill the two of them with Zonite machinery, Zed managed to toss a shuriken at Akali, cutting her rope and freeing her from Jin's trap. While Jin was ready to fire a shot into Shen's head, Akali burst out of the smoke and punched Jin to the ground. Oh, grabbing his gun and preparing to kill him for his crimes, while Shen pleaded for her not to, as he needed to bring Jin to Ionia alive. Before she could kill him, Zed pushed her aside and grabbed Jin, demanding he tell him how he got out of prison. Jin simply replied with cryptic riddles, stating that Zed already knew who freed him before Zed threw Jin to Shen and Akali's feet, stating that their bargain is done as he quickly fled Zon. Okay, so Zed asked him some questions and then was like, here, you guys take him. That's all I wanted with him. Yeah, this is a really cool, I want this as like a full cinematic. Like just Akali going to Piltover, questioning people. It's got to be in a comic. And then like the whole fight in the theater, that would be really cool to witness with Zed, Shen, and Akali there. Okay, and then it's moving on to the second Noxian invasion, which that does come from the Awakened trailer. Yeah, the second incursion. That's where they show, you know, Irelia, Yasuo, Akali, Kennen, etc. fighting Sion. Noticeably though, you don't see Zed or Shen there in the Awakened cinematic. Very interesting. And the appearance section has TBA. That's a little odd that nobody's put an appearance in there. I think every Fandom Wiki we've ever read for any of the champions has had the appearance listed. They don't have it in there. All right, personality says Akali is impatient, explosive, and determined, preferring to leave the Kinko Order rather than betray her own ideals and not fight for her people. It is noticeable that despite this, she is still loyal to Ionia, being able to do anything, even to become a murderer, to protect the First Lands and her home. Abilities. Yeah, so it's got to be like no magic abilities. It's got to be straight up just all of her combat skills, I imagine. So Assassin Combat Mastery. Akali was trained in the Kinko Order to be the next Fist of Shadow, the head assassin of the Order. Because of this, she is an expert in assassination and stealth combat, capable of knowing how to strike a perfect killing blow from the shadows and get out of danger by hiding in her smoke shroud. Agility. As an expert assassin, Akali is incredibly agile with the talent in acrobatics and running. Since childhood, Akali has had an exceptional running speed. Weapon mastery. As part of her training as an assassin, Akali has learned to masterfully wield a large variety of weapons, learning how to use and specialize each one to kill any target. So specifically, she likes to use a Kama and a Kunai though. Akali is the most comfortable using her Kama, a short sickle-like blade she can use to strike enemies. In the past, Akali wielded dual Kamas, but has resorted to using a singular specialized Kama that is connected to a rope, allowing Akali to detach it from its handle and swing it at further distances. Kunai proficiency. Akali utilizes a collection of Kunai daggers, small blades that she can use to either stab up close or toss at a distance. Akali has learned a technique to toss 5 Kunais at the same time, dealing massive damage in a wider area. Yeah, and then she does also use shurikens. Akali was taught how to use a shuriken by Kennen, a Kinko master. Oh, that makes sense because he uses shurikens, doesn't he? Kinko master, most known for wielding shurikens. Training with Kennen has taught Akali how to toss a shuriken from a far distance with great accuracy. Okay, so she gets that specifically from Kennen, which is just kind of a cool, cool flavor there. Our relations section, a little small, but what does it say here? Akali is currently a ninja gone rogue from the Kinko Order. Although still part of it, she operates outside of its rules and regulations. She and Shen parted on neutral terms. Neither hates the other, but both disapprove of the other's methods. While growing up in the Kinko, Kennen trained her and helped her refine her shuriken techniques. Zed might attempt to recruit her for his Order of Shadows. Akali, however, wants him dead since many Kinko members, including her father Tano, were killed by him in his order. Yeah, I don't ever see her joining Zed in any way. I could see her going back to Shen. I think she has much more love for Shen. They just disapprove of each other's ideology a little bit, but they're like still very much so friends. Akali and Kain know each other. He has tried to flirt with her multiple times, and Akali finds him hot, but too crazy for her taste. Is this something that just some fan person put in here to put because they want to see them together, or what's going on there? Akali temporarily teamed up with Shen to track down Jin after they were informed of his escape. She later pursued Jin to Piltover's on and got captured by him and was saved by Shen and Zed. And then, the last sentence here is just the Noxian invasion, so the Awakened cinematic where they all teamed up to fight against Noxus. Oh, okay, so here we go. Yes, so we're seeing down here. So there is a short story called The Bow and the Kunai. It looks like it's Akali, as like a younger person here. We saw the video for the lesson. Looks like there's The Man with the Steel Cane. It's a short story. That is where the whole Akali, Jin, Shen, and Zed thing come from. Okay. And then we have also the Zed comic. Ah, interesting. So I'm assuming that also takes place with all of the things that we read up there. Okay, so Zed also has a comic. He has 6 issues. That's very cool. We did take a look at the Katarina comic. That was pretty fun. Maybe we'll take a look at the Zed comic at some point. Trivia here says that she was 9 years old during the events of the bow and the kunai. Oh, so she's 9 in that one. Her pre-work self depicts her around the age of 17 when she was still the Fist of Shadow. She has left the Kinko Order between her 17th and 19th year. Oh my. Akali is that young? How old is she currently? Like, how far in the future has it been since she left the Kinko Order? Because she's really young. She doesn't seem like she's that young, but I guess she is. When she accompanied Shen to track down Jin during The Man with the Steel Cane, she was the same age as he when he caught him the first time. Okay, so that doesn't tell us his age, though, does it? Akali is presumably 5'3", and Akali was not her mother's original choice to inherit her title of the Fist of Shadow. Oh, was it supposed to be Faye? Is that like what her initial choice was? Interesting. There was a lot in this fandom. This was a lot more than a lot of our previous fandom wikis, and it looks like it's because when they fleshed out Zed, Shen, and Akali, they really wanted to like flesh out the three of their story, because it seems like there's a lot going on here. You know, I guess a Kennen too. I don't know how much Kennen's involved in all of this, but you know, it seems like, yeah, all of them, the Kinko Order, the Fist of Shadows, and all this stuff, they really fleshed this lore and story out, and that's good. All right, everybody, finally the moment of truth here. So we only have 5 minutes of special interactions for Akali, which is kind of on the shorter end, unfortunately, but I'll take it. And she's also not in Legends of Runeterra just yet, which also kind of sucks. So all we really have are these special interactions. I'll also see if Skin Spotlights has like another Voicelines video. All right, everybody, finally the moment of truth here. So we only have 5 minutes of special interactions for Akali, which is kind of on the shorter end, unfortunately, but I'll take it. And she's also not in Legends of Runeterra just yet, which also kind of sucks. So all we really have are these special interactions. I'll also see if Skin Spotlights has like another Voicelines video instead of just the special interactions. But let's start off with the special interactions and see what we got.
Oh,
Ooh, Jin.
Jin. I'm a drama queen.
Well, kind of true. Okay, first time hearing Akali's voice.
You're gonna need those bandages, little guy. Now you're really playing with fire, little girl.
Oh, I like that we're getting an Annie interaction.
The will comes from within, not from the blade.
That's like they definitely probably have 2 different ideologies too there.
Jinx, sketchy tats, and certifiable. It's just sad.
Sketchy tats.
How about I take this life, karma?
Okay, Akali's kind of like stern. I thought she'd be a little bit more like I don't know, playful, but I guess not. She is an assassin.
Katarina, today you will bleed for Ionia.
Oh, okay, very cool. So, right, Katarina is Noxian, number 1, but this is the kind of the fight that I would like to see because they're both assassins.
Kain. Why are the hot ones always crazy?
Okay, so there's the confirmation that she finds Kain hot. I think that was mentioned in the Fandom Wiki.
Time to snuff out the light, Lux. Yi. Another master no one needs.
Oh, I like the comment there saying that another master no one needs, hence, why she left her master.
You prune the tree. I'm gonna pull some weeds. Big
Scion?
targets are easier to hit.
True.
Bad time to come back to the front lines, Swain.
Okay, so yeah, number 1 that we're finding out, Kali has no sense of humor. Number 2, at least from these voice lines anyways. Number 2, she's very confident for sure.
Steel beats rock, Talia. Better run, Twitch. Hiding won't cut it.
I don't understand the Twitch one there. Does he just like to hide a lot?
Here to finish what Shen couldn't.
So, Shen obviously finds that Akali's probably not ready to take on Zed yet. I'm sure Zed is very skilled. I don't know anything about Zed yet, though.
Oh, Zed. This I will enjoy. Let me show you my secrets, Zed.
I feel like Zed probably already knows all her secrets.
I'm so sick of shadows.
Zoe?
We've never met, but you seem really annoying.
I'm sure that's what everybody thinks.
And scene.
That worked really well
You
with
both
Jin.
die, and both lose.
Okay, she referencing the Darken.
What
Cool.
a shame. I like that little guy.
I was gonna say there's no bad blood between those two.
Ugh, that was gross. Exit the dragon.
Ooh, Lee Sin. Exit the dragon.
Twilight Falls.
Twilight Falls.
Ugh, that was gross.
She also finds Twitch to be
Should have
gross.
stayed hidden.
Okay, so Twitch literally hides
Too
apparently.
fast for shadows. Shadows don't scare me.
Okay.
Secrets kept die with you, Zed. No more masters.
No more masters.
No
So
more.
clearly, I think from TFT and probably just seeing like footage of Zed, he definitely like uses. Does he disappear or something in the shadows? Is that like just one of his main abilities?
Rules. This must be done. Our wills do not align.
Dang, she has some like not hatred, I guess, towards Shen, but she definitely is very kind of mean to him in these voice lines.
This is necessary. Time for you to learn.
I feel like she's that young, I'm gonna say Padawan here, that thinks she knows more than Shen or Zed, but they probably actually know more than
Good
her.
Noxian is a dead one. Watch your back.
That's a good line.
Quickness is strength.
Your colors won't fly here.
Oh, she's getting
You
real
came a
mad.
long way to die. Now it's personal.
Okay, this is just
Actions
an
have
Ionian.
consequences. Come on, I dare ya.
I admire your spirit.
Aurelia specifically.
Your attitude, not so much.
It's who I am. Get used to it.
Yeah, see, she's almost giving off like angsty teenager vibes, and I kind of don't like that. I honestly thought she'd be, I guess she's not like quote unquote the smartest champion, but she obviously doesn't seem dumb or anything either. But she definitely, what I'm getting out of these voice lines is I feel like she probably still has a lot to learn. Because, you know, Irelia, Shen, Zed, all these people that she's being a little mean towards or whatever, it's giving off angsty teenager vibes because these people that are older than her, I actually don't remember how old Irelia is. I don't think she's that old, but they give off like they're the wiser people than her, and she's giving off, again, like angsty teenager.
Better dead than dumb.
I don't know about Katarina.
That is just another reason for you to die.
Hmm.
You really want those to be your last words?
Maybe she needs to be humbled. I think maybe that's it. She's only had the one encounter with Jin specifically where she like lost. Maybe she had one with Zed, but she lost in the fight against Jin, and she's like won and easily won all of her other fights, it seems like. So maybe she just needs to be humbled a little bit, and that's why she's like so confident and like that.
Call it a purse. I dare you.
Call it a purse, I dare you. Wait, what is she talking about here specifically?
You
What is
think
she
you're gonna
wearing that
walk
looks like a
away?
purse?
I was trained to kill since I could walk.
That's true.
Your window to run away is closing.
I like that. That's a good one.
Look, I don't want to kill you, but I will. Still time for you to do the smart thing. Go home.
Okay, go home.
You may want to rethink this little encounter.
Okay, so we're getting like first
You're
encounter
dead,
vibes.
I'm
That.
alive. See? Balance.
Okay, that was like our first. That was like our first semi-humor voice line out of
Definitely I
Akali.
travel. Swiftly you die. You look so peaceful. Perfect execution.
This is for kill any.
Lesson learned. Okay, that one was messy. They had it coming.
These are pretty like simple lines
That's
here
right.
too, to be honest.
Payback hits hard.
I guess you don't really expect an assassin to have a sense of humor, I guess.
Heard you were tougher. I'm already thinking about my next target. You don't get back what I take. Like you had a chance.
These are still good
Who's
nonetheless, though.
next? Smoked 'em.
Smoked
I
them.
was just warming up.
Yeah, like these are kind of basic. Like who's next? Smoked them.
Still
I mean?
feeling confident? Mark acquired and eliminated.
Okay. That's it. All right. Theme is always so good as well. All right, I don't think there were really any voice lines in here specifically with the, first encounters or interactions with the other champions. Maybe the Twitch one. Just give me a little bit of clarification if you could in the comments. She mentioned twice, I think. She said just go back to hiding or whatever. I don't know if that's just because he's a rat or if because he like shoots from the shadows with the crossbow that he uses. I know nothing about Twitch whatsoever. I assume from his color scheme he's like from Zon or something. I have no idea though. Okay, so yeah, like I said, from these special interactions, I don't know, just because of what I've seen from Riot in the past. For example, like Aatrox, like that is the last champion, as an outsider. That would have been the last champion I thought that would have hilarious voice lines, right? But he did. Like he was hilarious. He had really good voice lines. Akali, I don't know, maybe it was like the what I've heard from other voice lines. I actually assumed that she would have some really funny voice lines or something like that, but she really did not. This was all, and it's also kind of makes sense for her upbringing, right? So she's been trained to be an assassin since she was a kid. So she's been very like in that world since she's been alive, basically, which is probably always just very serious. I guess it depends on your master for sure. And I'm sure Shen was probably just very serious all the time. I don't know if maybe Shen has no sense of humor either. So he's probably, that him teaching Akali, she also has that kind of idea as well. But yeah, again, the way she was talking to a lot of the other champions just felt like angsty teenager. But she has no reason to not be confident, right, in the way she's interacting with some of the other champions. Because again, she hasn't lost, lore-wise, it doesn't seem like she's lost to anybody yet except for Jhin and possibly Zed. I don't think there's actually been a fight there with her and Zed. Zed has just like ran away or just not done the fight, or Shen has stopped it. And then there's just the fight where, Jhin captures her essentially and uses her as bait. I would have maybe liked to have a little bit more interactions with maybe her and Kennen or her and Jhin, probably Jhin specifically because of the, the interaction that they had. She did have a couple there, but I don't know. I just wanted more interactions with all of these Zed, Shen, and Jhin to have like some more lore aspect to them. They're very much just her like being against them. That was all of the voice lines and everything. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and listen. There is another Skin Spotlights video that has voice lines. It's also 5 minutes long, so I don't know if it's going to just be exactly the same thing. Let's find out. All right, guys, so we do have the voice lines video from Skin Spotlights, but I did have to skip about halfway through because a lot of it, or all of it, was just repeat. Now we do have voice lines for her, like first moves and long moves and things like that, that were not included in the other video. So let's listen.
Time to do what's gotta be done.
Okay, here we go.
Stay out of my way. The rules hold you back. Leave them for someone who needs them. We're gonna do this my way.
Ooh, okay. I like that voice line there. The rules hold you back. She is very much a rule breaker, and I like that she's still continuing that philosophy.
Quick and deadly. Take one life at a time. Fast, clean. Finally, let's do this. Let's make this quick. Everyone's got a weakness. That's my target.
Okay.
The only rule that matters is that your enemies don't walk away. The Fist of Shadow was my
Don't
mother.
let them get away.
I do things differently. There are over
Right, she
300
does.
pressure points on the human body.
Oh.
No one can protect them all.
Oh.
I got a pack full of
Oh, okay. Actually, that's a really badass line. 300 pressure points, and she's like, nobody can protect all 300. And I think that's really, I mean, it's a little ridiculous, but it's also pretty badass in my opinion.
and nothing but time. The Kinku couldn't control me.
Oh, she says the Kinku, not the Kinko. I was saying like Kinkos, but the Kinku, okay.
I do what they wouldn't. If you look dangerous, you better be dangerous. So many enemies, so many knives. Forget balance. This is a reckoning.
Oh, she has mentioned balance a couple of times too.
Lesson learned.
Okay, these are the
that one was
respawns.
messy. I was just warming up. Okay. Don't waste the anger.
This voice
Channel it.
actress sounds so familiar.
See
Oh, we're getting her laugh.
Skill and steel will get the job done. If they're smart, they're scared. The old ways just don't work.
Okay, so she is giving off a little bit of zoomer energy here, and Shen is giving off boomer energy, and so she's like, nope.
Alone. It's better for everyone. I'm not here to make friends. Magic's fine. Steel's better.
I like
Cold
that
steel
one
and it's-
because that is definitely, you know, she grew up in an order where they all had magic but her.
Target are all I need. Kama or kunai. Depends how I'm feeling.
Oh, I
Let
like
them
that.
see me. They can't stop me. Wars are messy. My kills are clean. I'm my own master, just the way I like it. They can't stop me. I mean, they can try.
I like the delivery there on that one and the pause.
You can never have too many kunai.
That's
Can't
true.
stop
I
what's
feel like
coming.
for
No
her.
one tells me what to do. Not anymore.
See, that's another line that gives me that angsty teenager feel.
Restraint's not really my thing. I make problems disappear. I love what I do. My enemies won't. Going to carve my own path. I'm right here.
Okay, these are
Don't
attacks.
hold back. You're done.
That I'm right here was actually kind of scary.
Okay, this I got. Should have run. This won't take long. Let's go. Can't stop me. Quick and deadly. Too fast, too good. Let's end this.
Okay, now
Try
we're
to
getting
keep
the quick lines here. Ooh, that's it. Okay. Okay, I did like these lines a little bit better, like some of the first moves and the respawn ones. I think they were a little bit more like, they were a little bit more unique in a sense, because a lot of her voice lines, like I was saying in the special interactions, were kind of like a little generic almost. You know, like the who's next, like that is one of the most generic lines, right? But again, you know, she is just an assassin. She's been an assassin her whole life. I guess she's not going to have any humorous lines. She's not going to have any other, I mean, that's her life, right? Is being an assassin. So saying who's next, it all, again, does make sense for her champion. All right, guys, of course, I would love to have a little bit more voice lines from her. You know, we don't have any Legends of Runeterra ones. And I think the Legend of Runeterra voice lines are actually some of the, well, I don't want to say the better ones because I love the special interactions with other champions. But when we have Legends of Runeterra voice lines, we usually get a little bit more lore related stuff because they'll react to like Legends of Runeterra cards that aren't champions, and we'll get a little bit of lore in there. So you guys let me know how they do releases of champions in Legends of Runeterra. I don't know how often they're releasing them. It seems like they're kind of slow. I don't know how many champions are even in Legends of Runeterra just yet. I feel like there's a lot, but I'm surprised that Akali's not in there yet because she seems like a pretty popular champion as far as I can tell, because doesn't it go like if they have more skins, they're usually a little bit more popular in the game because obviously, you know, they're going to release more skins for the more popular champions. So I just kind of figured that she would also be in Legends of Runeterra. So I'm a little surprised by that. I definitely want to hear from you guys in the comments about her voice lines though. I don't think she has the best voice lines only because I didn't get any funny ones. I know. I shouldn't just be here for only the funny voice lines. Well, also, I don't think we got too many lore-related voice lines either. I think, okay, so those are my two things that I really like to look out for is if they have, you know, comedic voice lines, for example, Aatrox, you know, great, fantastic. If they don't have humorous or funny voice lines, I think I need to have a lot more lore-related voice lines. And I didn't think she had too many. You know, well, it makes sense, though, because she, you know, she's only in Ionia. She's grown up there. And she's only really interacted with a few champions. So that does kind of make sense with her character. Anyways, so what I like to do, of course, is I like to see where the champion could go in the future lore-wise. So I think Akali's very early on in her, I don't know, in her life, in her lore, and everything, in her assassin career. So she has a lot more that she could do. Specifically, obviously, they're still trying to capture Jhin, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. You know, Camille didn't even capture Jhin. Jhin is just still out there. Jin's never going to be captured. At least I don't think so. I don't know. You know, they also, Riot will never kill off a champion lore-wise, because then, you know, what would they do with a champion if they get killed off in the lore? I don't know how that would actually work. I guess Viego was killed off, technically. So it is a little interesting that, you know, he's still in the game. But again, as far as her lore in the future, you know, she still is wanting to take down Zed. I think she's more wanting to take down Zed than she is Jhin. I think Jhin is kind of like a side quest a little bit for her. And then maybe starting her own order. I would see maybe that be in her future at some point, like, you know, more people in her order with her philosophy. But she does have this very like loner kind of ideology. So she does want to stick alone right now, but maybe when she gets a little bit older or in the future, she may start her own order. I think that would actually be pretty cool to have a third group of assassins, you know, Zed, Shen's, and then Akali's. I think she should do that. All right, guys, that's another one in the books. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. This was a fun one. I think Akali is actually really unique and cool, but I want to hear from you guys in the comments what you think of Akali. And then of course, leave a like on the video. It does help the YouTube algorithm, you know, get it out there to other people. And consider subscribing if you don't already. We have a bunch of other League of Legends reactions on the channel for you to check out. All right, guys, have a good day, night, morning, whatever time it is for you. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.